Hello, beautiful light beings. So I just wanted to mention that it is the solstice and it is a great time to purge and release anything that is not serving you. So actually last night I made a release list. So I wrote down every single thing that I wanted to release that is not serving me on my divine timeline, anything that I just didn't want in my life anymore. And then I took that list and I burnt it. I just let all that go. In turn, I also made a list of things that I do want to receive. So if we're going to be letting go, it's also a good idea to, to receive and be specific on what you want to receive. So I made another list of things that I want to bring into my divine timeline, and that today is a perfect day to do that. So the message that my team wanted me to share with you today was the importance of doing our inner healing, our inner child healing, our shadow work, our trauma work, whatever you want to call it. The importance of doing that work. So part of this, a huge part of it, huge piece of it, is clearing and releasing all the traumas that we have built up, all the generational traumas, all the conditioning, all the programming from the matrix, from society, from family. That is a great big huge piece of this, is to break all of that down so that we are able to be in a state of ease and grace without any resistance and in complete flow. And for us to be able to get there, we need to release the traumas, we need to release the triggers. We need to get to a place where, you're not really bothered by what other people think. You're not really triggered by, what other people say. I do believe that, it's going to be a work in progress for the rest of days, on the planet here, because that's just the way the human programming is, and that's just the way the human build is, and it's just something that we're going to have to work at. And we all knew that when we signed up to be here. We all knew that this was going to be how it was going to be, and some of us have had it easier than others, and some of us have more layers to work through. And again, like I mentioned, it's not competition. It's not who's going to get there faster, who can do this better, none of that. It's just figuring out what your traumas are and what your triggers are, and just coming to terms with them. Stop hiding them, stop stuffing them, and actually dealing with them. That's why I say this is not for the faint heart, especially because if you've been doing that for many years, and then now, if you want to get to a place where you are feeling unconditional love towards everybody and everything, you can't do that if you're not feeling that inside, right? And that starts with, clearing out traumas, triggers, and it also, another huge piece of it is also self-love and self-care. Something I've recently started doing is every single time I walk by a mirror or I see my reflection, I smile at myself. At the beginning, it kind of felt a little bit weird, but now, it actually feels really good. And I give myself a great big huge smile, a genuine smile, and, I tell myself, I love you. And it's so important to do that. And I've noticed that, the negative self-talk is gone. I'm looking at myself in a better way, feel better, so that's important to do as well, right? So there's all these different pieces of the puzzle that we need to work at to get to where we want to be. And again, there's no, better, there's no right, this is wrong or that is right. It is what it is, and you just have to go with the flow. Release expectation, release attachment to an outcome, which I know that's really hard for humans to do because, we like to get from point A to point B, and it needs to be done in a certain way. But, in spirituality, it doesn't work that way. Everything just flows at exactly the way it's supposed to be, exactly the divine perfect time that it's supposed to be, and we kind of get in our own way. So we kind of have to relearn how to just step out of the way and just let things happen. And that's just the way it is. So again, part of my mission here is to help empower starseeds and light beings to step into their own power, right? Take their own life back and be able to channel messages from your higher self, be able to connect to your higher self. And I will be sharing in future videos, tricks and tips and how we can help clear the trauma, how we can help, what processes that I do that have helped me, and to get us to where we all need to be. And this is like the old butterfly fact: if I can help somebody, then that person can help somebody else, and it's beautiful. That's just the way it is. And so I hope that helped you on some level. I really do hope you have a magical day. Wishing you loads of love and light.